the final minute. Bennett for the pocket. Launches to the edge. Caught. Touchdown. A.D. Mitchell.
3rd and 10 from the 11. Travis under pressure, trying to escape. Able to escape. Turns the corner. Stays in back.
Gets to the edge. Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home.
To the 30. 35. Yeah! Whitfield to the 50. To the 40. Herman Whitfield to the 30.
Is another first down.
Not dealing with much pressure at all when he does drop back to throw.
The play action. Bennett looks down the middle. McConkey's wide open. Touchdown, Dog.
What is going on, guys? We are here on another fabulous Tuesday night. Tuesday, September 19th. Where we are here for week 3 recap. Dylan, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, a little tired, but you know how it is. Tuesday night.
That's right. But listen, we put in the work and maybe we'll get some effort or reward out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, man. We got a good show for you guys today. Just going to go through a bunch of games as we usually do in this recap Tuesday, as well as overreaction around the country. We'll go through just a list of scores and then winners and losers of the week. Please make sure, as you see down below, subscribe, hit us up on YouTube, listen on Spotify. Viewership was a little down last episode, so let's make sure we're getting it back up. And if you're new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, as I just said. So, tell them, Dylan.
Yeah, share the video, man. Just let people know. Let people know.
And then
spread the gospel.
Preach. Preach. And we will hopefully soon we're still getting in gear what we got planned. So, but it's coming soon. We're almost there. Almost there. But yeah. Anyway, I think we just hop right into it. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's get talking to football.
There we go. Alrighty. So we will start in the SEC down in where the Vols of Tennessee failed to escape the swamp, which is called Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
Yep.
Or Ben Hill Griffin, Steve Spurrier Field.
The Steve Spurrier Field, or it's Steve Spurrier. It's which one is it? I believe it's.
Is it Steve Spurrier Field at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium?
I believe, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna roll with that. If you're a Florida fan watching, please let us know, or I can just look it up.
Don't look it up.
I'll look it up later.
Be more confident.
That's true. That's true. Screw the fact checkers. I am a fact checker. This was a game controlled from the very get-go by the Florida Gators as they won 29-16. I was there, boots on the ground for this one, live from the student section. So it was one of the more hostile, electric crowds I've been to in just any sporting event. I think they said there was 90,500 something people there. So
they're selling standing room?
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think that's over capacity, man.
That is. I think they're only 88, 89. You're getting a little air's a little lighter.
It's like an airplane. They're double booking seats now. Oh my god.
That's right there. Listen, how to make it uncomfortable for Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Tennessee still can't escape the house of nightmares, which is the swamp. We're just going to say the swamp. And this now extends Florida's winning streak to 10 games when playing Tennessee at home. Tennessee now is yet to win still in over now 20 years it'll be. I don't know if Tennessee plays Florida next year and if it is at home or not.
I think they'll play next year, but it will be in Tennessee.
Well, let's see, because it's the new scheduling. So
yeah, but they're rivals, so I would imagine that's one of those games where they're like, we got to hold on to that one.
I'm not sure.
But let those Vol fans complain about something.
So as I said, because I was right, Florida won.
Yep.
Dylan, hold the L. Proud.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Hold it
I'll
proud,
take it.
proudly there.
I'll take it.
I said in the preview show, if Florida was going to win, they needed to run the ball, establish the run, and keep Tennessee's offense, like the explosive plays, in order and limit the run game. And they did exactly that. They were about as balanced as a team as you will ever see in a game. That was an onslaught on how to just kill the time, not let an explosive offense like Tennessee take the field.
Yeah.
They rushed for, let me go to the team stats here. They rushed for 183 yards. 172 of them was for Trevor Etienne. They had 349 yards of total offense. Yep. They only needed to pass the ball 166 yards. They went a little conservative in the second half, but luckily, I mean, Tennessee didn't do anything with it. So, I mean, they didn't need to because Tennessee couldn't stop the run. And when you can't stop the run,
what is there? Yeah.
What is there to do?
Why would you throw the ball even?
Exactly. I mean, Graham Mertz, 19 of 24, 166 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. No, he had one touchdown, and then he had another one rushing.
Yep.
I remember because he had the goal line. Honestly, I mean, Tennessee 8 of 15 on third downs. Florida was 7 of 14. Both teams were pretty similar in first down, 17 to 21. The biggest story, I think, aside from rushing, the rushing differences was that penalties.
Yeah.
Tennessee, I couldn't keep count of how many pre-snap penalties they had. Just a lot of dumb, silly mistakes. Now, granted, there were a couple, like, how does that get called penalty? The crackback block one was definitely one. I'm just like, how'd they call that? There were a couple they didn't call on Florida down the stretch. There was like 2 PIs in a row they missed. That was like, how do you not call that?
Yeah.
But 10 penalties for 79 yards. I think they had probably 3 or 4 false starts. Just a lot of, they burned 2 timeouts on their opening drive of the second half. Down by double digits. You can't do that.
Yeah. No, you're going to lose football games on the road, especially when that's how you're playing the game.
It was like the Utah-Florida game. I mean, it was hostile crowd, making a bunch of mistakes, letting the crowd get into it. One big play just turns the whole game upside down. It was the Etienne big rushing touchdown. The 62
was it
yard
70 yard? 62, yeah.
62. I mean, that play completely killed any momentum Tennessee had. Then Tennessee couldn't do anything. Very limited on offense. I mean, it's a lot of just screenplay. And then Joe Milton had the awful turnover where, I mean, he just chucked it up for some reason. And then, God forbid, bless his soul, Desmond Watson and his 430-pound butt just fell right on top of him. Surprised he didn't kill him. Holy cow. But just a lot of inaccuracy down the field. And I think that's what we've come to expect from Joe Milton. I don't know if you agree or not, but just best arm. He probably has the best arm in the country.
He's got a cannon on his shoulder, but
he just can't find the target.
He's got no auto aim.
No.
He's doing that manually from the eye, and he's missing.
Yeah. I think he missed at least 2 touchdowns. By just missing. But I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a stat. I don't know if I said it. I mean, entering the game, they had only had 2 plays over 20 yards. Over 2 passing plays.
Yeah.
So
and I think one of them was a weird one too.
Yeah.
Where
so
it's like a bobbled snap and broken play design. It wasn't wasn't a natural designed long passing play. I believe it was against Virginia.
And, this is a Tennessee team that I kind of figured, and I don't know about you, but, like, just watching them against Virginia and then, like, kind of keeping up, not watching, but just kind of keeping up with that, like, Austin Peay scores. It's just, like, and I said this at the game. I'm like, when on Florida's opening possession, when they ended up having their kick blocked, but I was just like, I'm like, if Florida can do what nobody other team has done, and that's punch Tennessee in the mouth first, and just because Tennessee has been so sluggish on offense, it's like, how are they going to respond if somebody scores a touchdown or like scores points on them? Like, because this isn't a Tennessee team from last year. This offense, especially,
it's not. They don't have the quarterback. That's the biggest thing for me. They don't have the quarterback or the weapons to beat anything like they were last year.
No. Yeah, that offense isn't built around just like the running game being the main staple.
Exactly. It's built for a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a high octane, high passing offense where the quarterback's supposed to light up a secondary, but they don't have the guys to run that offense right now.
No.
It's almost like they're in between years right now.
Yeah. And if your quarterback can't make the offense runs to the deep ball. And if the quarterback can't make the deep ball, then you have a bad recipe for a not good outcome.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to write off Tennessee completely right now because I do think Heupel's a good coach.
Yeah.
And I think Joe Milton has the talent to be a good quarterback. But they got to fix things soon because their season's over.
No, I mean, you get it was a conference loss and it's the one loss, so you're only gifted one.
Yeah.
So now you have to win out in conference
to have a chance to go to the SEC championship. But I think this is probably one of those like a Citrus Bowl team. If we're being honest with ourselves, this Tennessee team.
I mean,
not a particularly impressive year for them.
I think that
if they replicate this, is what I'm saying.
I think at this point the ceiling is 9-3.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't see them being a double-digit team win. This offense is not good enough. The defense certainly isn't. The secondary, the tackling, was abysmal.
Yeah.
Was awful. And if the offense can't get going, then what do you have?
The defense has been bad since he got there.
Yeah. I mean, you still have to go. You got UTSA this week, which is no walk in the park.
I mean,
for a 1-2 non-power 5 team. God, I can't speak.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got South Carolina, who gave Georgia fits.
Yep.
You got A&M, who's no walk in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go to Bama. God, that's like a battle of mid.
Yeah.
Kentucky, UConn, Missouri, Georgia, and then you have Vanderbilt. So, I mean, Missouri's Georgia's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's good.
Bama's
all right enough. I'm just going to leave it there.
That was
all
brutal.
Right. I'm going to say all right enough.
But it is time to talk about Florida. I want to say a couple things. This is probably the best win of Billy Napier's career so far at Florida in his tenure. It's the first win against a rival, which is a wild sentence to say.
Now, granted, again, he's only been there for 1 year.
But he is the first coach at the school to ever lose to all 4 rivals in the same season.
That's true.
So getting the 1 is pretty good.
Now, it's going to be...
that will get naysayers off the back right away. People will relax a little bit on him inside of Gainesville, I think.
I just want to make
Especially since a lot of that fan base is kind of like, give him time.
Yeah. I just want to say one quick thing, and I'll let you finish.
Mm-hmm.
He got the win last year against Utah, and it was like the big win. But he was not able... They weren't able to do anything after.
Mm-hmm.
They got the big win now. Can he do anything after?
Exactly, yeah. I do think this win is bigger for them than last year's. Just because last year there was, it was the first game of the season. There were questions, and more than anything, it was they got a team traveling across the country who didn't play well in Florida versus you got an in-conference rival ranked 11th in the country who you just embarrassed at home.
I want to see what they do. I'm very intrigued. The last weekend of September, they got to go to Kentucky for a noon kick. Mm-hmm. I'm very intrigued to see if that team can go on the road again because we saw what happened on the road last time. They did not do well because now they got Charlotte next week.
Yeah,
or this week. They got
to go. I think that they'll kill Charlotte, and at least as far as I could tell, I think they'll kill Charlotte.
The remaining road games are Kentucky, South Carolina.
Yep.
Georgia's the neutral site.
Mhm.
LSU, Missouri, and then they have Florida State at home, which is so
Yep.
I won't count. So those are no walk in the park.
No, they got a pretty brutal schedule this year for Florida standards. But I mean,
I think the defense is something. I think
Yeah.
Austin Armstrong's got something cooking
Mhm.
on the defensive side of the football.
yeah,
They got pressure
Well-
all night on Milton, made it uncomfortable as heck on him. I mean,
Yeah.
they limited that Tennessee run rushing, which was supposed to be like the main stable.
Mhm.
I'm just the only thing that's keeping me from saying Florida's anything still. I want to see what
Yeah.
happens after Kentucky, but
Yeah.
they have got to. I want to see in a game where the rushing attack is just not there. Can Graham Mertz take or win a game?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
Where
Well,
the other teams going stride for stride, can you win a game for us?
Exactly. Yeah. I that's what I think the question is, and when we get deeper into their schedule and they play, Georgia, LSU, Florida State, how is your all three of those teams have pretty good defensive lines, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can stop your running attack. All three of those teams have the ability to just slow down the run for you. So I want to see if we can get more Graham Mertz before we get there before I make any big judgments about him. But you know what? That was a great win for Florida.
It was a career-saving win. If you lose to
Exactly.
Tennessee
hmm
and it's not pretty,
Yeah.
oh man, that
And
would
you're
have
1-2 already.
I talked to a guy today,
hmm
and they were at the game. They live in Tennessee, but they always go down to Gainesville when Tennessee's in town.
Yeah.
They sat by the field goal ends or by the one field goal post, and he said there was probably 20 to 30 recruits there,
hmm
just all lined up with their families. Like, do you know how
Yeah.
big of a win it is to have when you have that many recruits there?
Yeah. Exactly. That's massive for them.
Oh yeah. So
I mean, we still have to see what it will translate to, because they had the Utah win last year where they looked really impressive, and then they had was it South Carolina at home?
South Carolina game at home,
hmm
but losses to Vanderbilt, LSU,
Yeah.
Georgia
hmm
doesn't help there. But.
Exactly. So that's the only thing we need to see is can they turn a good game into a great season.
Yeah. All right. So kudos to the Gators.
They
Tennessee.
deserve to be ranked. I will say that. They deserve to be ranked.
So we will be moving on, though, to another SEC game. Dogs come back against the Gamecocks. Georgia, South Carolina was number 1 versus unranked. And God, that didn't sound as good as I wanted to do. Georgia wins 24-14. Just a one of many of these top teams in the ranking wise that just sluggish weekend.
I think
slow, lethargic. I don't know what was in the air, but
all 4 teams in the top 4 of the AP poll all struggled.
Georgia,
which is wild.
Georgia, Michigan. Michigan was up 14-6 or 21-6 at half against Bowling Green. Penn State.
Yep.
Well, it was close enough against Illinois. A solid win for the Nittany Lions, but they pulled ahead late. Texas, it was a 1-score game in the 4th.
Yep.
Against Wyoming. Florida State, we'll talk to them about them in a little bit.
Yeah.
Bama, don't want to get me started. Bama, we got them coming up too. But
I mean, I think personally, Bama had it the worst this weekend, and we'll get into them later. But I think of all the teams, that was the most train wreck of a game I've ever watched on TV.
The most impressive team, and it was probably Washington. By a wide margin. But
I mean, looking through, the only other team I can think of was what?
Oregon, Oklahoma.
Oregon. Ohio State had a good game.
They played Western Michigan.
Yep.
Western Kentucky.
Yeah. Outside of that, I mean, It was a pretty slow week. Iowa played good offense.
They put
that's something
40 and had a bad beat. Congratulations.
But guess this out. But guess this. They fell out of the AP poll.
Hawks,
UCLA had a good game.
UCLA, Utah. Another
Yep.
good win for the Utes.
Yeah. So I mean, some teams did have good wins in the rankings. Ole Miss had a good one, but it was just bizarre in the top, specifically like the top 10 teams. It was just like
Mm-hmm.
things were out of whack.
Yeah.
But anything you want to add to the Georgia results?
So all I want to say is I think this was a good win for us.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the Georgia Bulldogs. I would say us. I mean, I kind of am part of the fan.
Yeah.
I am part of the team.
I mean, here's if you buy merchandise, come on, you're part of the team. You helped build the stadium. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I should be recognized.
Yeah, put my name on the building.
Yeah, give me my theme music.
I want a brick of Doak Campbell. Come on, give it to me.
Georgia went into half. It was 14-3. Spencer Rattler looked pretty solid in that first half. Just missed tackles, missed assignments was the big killer in that first half for Georgia's. The offense was slow and lethargic, just wasn't doing anything. It's just like, come on. But I just had this weird feeling, I'm like, you know what? Georgia's done this before. I'm like,
yeah,
we're gonna be fine. Opening kick, get a good return, and then first play of the half, it's a great throw from Beck down the middle to Ra Thomas. And then, before you know it, it was third quarter. Deshaun Edwards scored. Dylan Bell scored.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Woodring, who is the number one recruit and kicker-wise coming into this year.
Yeah.
He stinks. Or I don't know what it is, the freshman jitters. But he's missed a 28-yarder. He missed a 30-something yarder. He can't have it, okay? And they're not even close misses. It's like Noah Ruggles in the Peach Bowl. Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Hooked wide left. I don't know. Did they ship him to us? Because that was bad. Bad. So, and then Cash Jones scored in the fourth. Georgia's tale of two halves. Dogs outscored South Carolina 21-0 in the second half.
Yeah.
Had forced 2 turnovers. Looked really good. And I think this was a nice wake-up call for just the team in general.
I would hope so.
Well, yeah. But I just think, you play the first 2 weeks against nobodies.
Yeah.
You're kind of just like, you kind of get punched in the mouth a little bit. You get punched in the mouth some.
Yeah.
By a decent South Carolina squad. Like, they were down Juice Wells after the first drive after he scored.
Mm-hmm.
So, they still had Xavier Legette, who is, my God, is he good. Holy cow. He's like 6'4", 6'5", and just looks like Julio Jones out there. He made a catch over Dalen Everett. He just jumped. It looked like he was up 10 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Just timed it perfectly. So, but I think this is a good win for us, especially with, it's Carson Beck's third career start. It's his first career SEC start. Like, we're down injury after injury. The injury bug is about as bad as it can be at any place.
Yeah.
So they got Deshaun Edwards back, who, let me tell you right now how big of a impact that is for Georgia, because he comes back after he had his MCL sprain. 20 carries, 118 yards, and a touchdown. They are needing in search of someone to take that lead role in that backfield, and Edwards is the guy. And it is good to have him back. If he can stay healthy, I think they're going to be good. I'm still worried that Ladd McConkey, he is out again. He missed with a back.
Yeah.
He's not going to play this week against UAB, I'll tell you that. I'm curious if he plays against Auburn. So I'd love to have him back. It's just kind of like a mix. I mean, Rosemary Jack Saint, Dominic Levitt, Brock Bowers all had the most catches, 6 to 7 catches.
Yeah.
Beck, decent game. 27 to 35, 269, average 7 yards of pass, and a 79.5 QBR. Nothing fancy. Gets the job done.
Exactly.
Gets the job done. So
Yeah. This opens them up for when they, hopefully they expand the playbook for Beck when they go to the Plains to play Auburn, because
God, that game scares me. Oh, it scares the living hell out of me.
I was gonna say that's the only game on their schedule I look right away and I go, oh, that one might be kind of.
As bad as Auburn is, I hate that place with a passion.
And I mean, Auburn knows how to win at home. Like that's like the one thing their program is known for is just making teams.
They're gonna beat Alabama at home. I'm telling you right now,
they're
this
done
year
with. They're
they're gonna beat Bama at home. It's gonna be the Robbie Ashford and Ty Simpson game, and God, it's gonna be like a 3-3 game going into the fourth.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be as bad as the Cal Auburn game was. And I know you didn't stay up for that. Only the sickos did, like myself.
Yeah.
And I deeply regret
the magical 14 was it 14-14 at one point?
14-10 was the final.
Oh yeah 14.
Cal missed like 3 field.
I know about that.
Cal missed like 3 field goals. They had a field goal taken back after a hold on the call. Who holds on a field goal? Yeah. Auburn threw the ball, had 6 turnovers. It was bad. So, Dogs win, move to 3-0. Love to see it. They got UAB, Auburn on tap, so look forward to that. I think they'll bounce back against UAB, who stinks. So,
yeah, no, I was gonna say they got a little bit of a cupcake next week, but then they'll get to go to the Plains. So.
Yeah, that'll be a good test. 3:30 CBS. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on though to Colorado State. All the hype. College Game Day was there.
Yep.
All the celebrities were there. Every rapper you can think of was there. And I was coming back from the Florida game, so I didn't catch the start of it because I was watching Backyard Brawl. Shout out West Virginia, taking out Pitt. If you know the words, you already know. So that's right. So Pitt lost, West Virginia won. Great atmosphere it looked like there. So it was a big win for Neil Brown, just like Billy Napier. Huge win for Neil Brown, who played well enough against Penn State, got the win against Pitt. Now they can go into conference play. So nothing more there. But Colorado State, I don't even know where to start with this one. I mean, there was the hit on Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing people are talking about.
The kid's getting death threats now.
Yeah.
Which is
just because I hate to say it, but Dion has a cult of personality that follows him on Twitter specifically, where they don't even watch the games. they just hear about highlights and they freak out.
I mean, Sanders had to come out today and told the fact that he's getting threats like that is uncalled for. It's a game.
Yeah.
He's just playing the football. He's I didn't think it was that bad of a hit.
Yeah.
Travis is fine with it. I'm fine with it. Unacceptable. He's I hope that our fans aren't sending out these.
Yeah.
If they are, they need to deeply look at themselves. So, I mean, that's just uncalled for. There's no.
Yeah.
There's
no room for it in this sport.
No, not at all. It's a game. Grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Exactly.
Jeez, I don't want to watch Pirate game. So what are your just thoughts on this wild fiasco? Colorado won 43-35, double OT. Yep. Shout out 24.5-point favorites, and we're storming the field. Unacceptable. Can't have it.
That's what I responded to somebody talking about it because it's a rivalry game, and I was like, Colorado State hasn't won in 10 years. What are you talking about?
No, that's no.
Come on.
No.
Relax.
Storming the field. Nebraska's one thing. I get it.
It's legitimately the same as if Oklahoma stormed the field after being 30-point favorites against Oklahoma State.
Is Colorado just going to storm the field every game after that win at home?
Yeah, it's that's silly to me. That one's just silly to me. It's not even it's not even Colorado has lost to Colorado. They even when Colorado's bad, they're worse. They still blow out Colorado State. That's the one thing they do on their schedule every year.
It's bad.
They'll lose to an FCS school, but then blow out Colorado State.
I mean,
but the biggest thing note to say about this game, though, to me is Colorado's defense is not good.
It's not good. They don't have
It's
any sort of running game.
mm-mm.
Depth is not there, and now you're down
Yep.
Hunter for a couple
Yep.
weeks.
hmm And he's your number one corner and receiver. Well, depth chart receiver. He hasn't really taken the load of targets this year at all. Weaver has, and he's been pretty good. But I mean, I don't want to get early into because that's for the Thursday show, but like I think Oregon's gonna dog walk them.
It is a 21-point favorite. I was thinking maybe like 11, 12.
Yeah.
Comes out, opens at 19.5. Excuse
Mhm.
me? That is crazy, and I totally believe they will.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that leads me to believe they will is the fact that like Oregon just has better defensive players.
Better depth, better defensive
Mhm.
guys. They're going to run the ball all over.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix is no schlack either.
Yeah, like he's played in intense environments, you know what I mean? Colorado has not at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they're what are they? The biggest environment they played in was TCU.
This year, yes.
Yeah.
As
That's what I
outside
mean,
of the
though.
home.
I mean, just Deion Sanders in general. I mean, even at Jackson State, they didn't play too many really tough road games, as far as I can tell. I know that they played at FAMU but outside of that, they got really nice with their schedules. They got a lot of home games. So I think they get dog watered. That's all I say. Like yeah. I mean, kudos to Colorado winning and going up in the rankings somehow. But
I think they lose to Oregon. I've always thought that because I think
yeah.
Oregon's going to win the Pac-12. But
hmm
I think they beat USC.
I
Because
don't think they beat USC, man.
USC and Colorado are like the same team in a sense.
I get where you're saying that from, right? But USC has better depth.
That could be it. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is one hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he led a 98-yard game-tying
Mhm.
touchdown drive in the
Yeah.
final drive of the game to force overtime.
Yeah.
No, to get it within, you got to get the 2-point conversion
hmm
too. But I mean, he is legit. Just knows what to do with the ball, makes smart decisions.
hmm
He threw a pick. He had the pick six in the first quarter. But
Yeah.
I mean, 38 of 47, 48, 4 touchdowns. Just crazy. But again, no running game.
hmm
Dylan Edwards, 10 carries for 57 yards. Isn't going to cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, Xavier Weaver, another big game. 9 catches, 98 yards. I mean, these guys are going to have to step up now with Hunter gone. So, I mean, look for Jimmy Horn and Xavier Weaver to really step up because they're going to have to. Especially with no sort of run game. They are going to be so reliant on Shedeur Sanders to make every play. And as soon as he can't, they're going to lose.
Yeah. And I mean, this is going to be a very hostile crowd. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Autzen Stadium is one of the most electrifying crowds in all of college football. And
all of sports.
Oh, yeah. You bet you're sorry, but they're going to.
That won't be fun for them.
Bucky Irving is going to run wild against this team. I mean, they got a guy in Troy Franklin who's no schmuck either at wide receiver. He's really good. So it'll be a fun game. It'll be a high scoring game. I think the over-under is like 70. It's 71, which is pretty hilarious. Do I think it's that high? No. I think the under hits in this game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough possessions in this game, and I just don't think Colorado's going to be able to score enough points to keep up with Oregon. So, but if we're talking, stay focused at this game. Colorado should have never been in this spot. They came out flat. Colorado State punched them in the mouth, had a game plan ready to go. You know, there's all the noise and crap with Colorado. Colorado State just walked in and did what they needed to do. But then, you know what? They got really conservative late, and Should have went for 2 in overtime and not kicked the field goal. They settled on field goals Colorado settled on field goals, which was crazy in the 4 that seemed, but they lucked out. I'm just thinking like this glass I don't know, what do you call them, jar, or the sand clock or whatever you call it, I don't know, but
hourglass.
The hourglass. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's slowly running out on this team as far as luck wise goes.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
Or they act like TCU from last year and they just win every game close.
Their schedule's so much harder than TCU's was.
Yeah.
With the Pac-12 being where it's at, I mean, I just don't see it.
No.
But you never know with this sport.
Exactly. I still think they're going to win 7 or 8 games.
Me too.
Arizona State stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Stanford, Arizona State, Arizona. What do you mean? I think they can compete. I think they beat USC.
I don't think they beat USC. I think you're crazy for thinking they beat USC.
Do you want to? I mean, I've already taken you out with Florida. Do you want to just do this again?
Yeah, but I took you down with Texas over Bama. Come on.
We need to start putting it on the board.
Yeah.
A weekly bet or a game of the week we need to choose.
See, I just don't see where you're seeing Colorado over USC, especially since Colorado's still going to be out Hunter.
At home.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
No, Mountain Time, 10 a.m.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's not. Listen, they just played Nebraska at home, and it was noon.
Yeah.
I got a weird feeling. Offensively, they can keep up with USC. Defensively, I don't see anything special with USC.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think USC's not a top 5 team, and they're going to lose. They haven't played anybody. USC's acted like they're playing somebody. They haven't played anybody. They've played San Jose State, Nevada, and Stanford. Excuse me, those aren't 3 juggernauts. They're nobodies.
Yeah, but I mean, you could say that about.
And I got Arizona State on tap. They're going to kill Arizona State. Arizona State just got shut out by Fresno State.
Yeah.
Awful. They're 35-point favorites. They're going to kill them. And then they're going to go into Colorado and lose. So,
I think they're going to kill Colorado.
They're going to go to Colorado and lose, and then they're going to beat Arizona. Then they're going to go to Notre Dame and lose, and then Utah is going to beat them. Washington's going to beat them, and Oregon's going to beat them. I
just think their offense and their defense are more talented.
They might go 6-5 this year. I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Oh, they're 3-0. Let's see. They'll be 4-0, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 7-5, 7-5.
Good. Man.
You're telling me, all right, Michael Penix or Caleb Williams, who do you like better?
That's a hard one.
Need an answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Williams.
No way.
I would
Not
go
a
with Williams.
shot
Yeah.
in hell right
I
now.
would go with the reigning Heisman.
Right now?
Yes.
No way.
He hasn't done anything but play well.
Sam Hartman or Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams.
Notre Dame is going to beat Ohio State this week, and then they're going to beat USC at 2. I know.
I need to see them beat Ohio State first before I can say they're going to beat USC.
Bo Nix or Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams.
If Cam Rising's back for the USC game, who wins? USC still wins? They're at home.
Is it in USC?
Yeah.
Is it in California?
Yeah.
Then I think USC might have a better shot.
I think Utah wins with Nick Johnson.
No, come on.
I don't need to go on remind your history about what happens when Utah plays USC, but
that was last year. Let's see this year. You don't think they're going to game plan specifically for Oregon? I mean,
so they'll just
Utah?
beat them over the top. I'm telling you. You think people call me crazy? I'm a sicko, I guess. What happened? Watch. They're going to go 7-5 or 8-4. They ain't winning 10 games. Watch. You want to put something on the Colorado game? I swear Colorado's going to win. When that line comes out, you better say USC is going to cover.
Because USC, I'm gonna guess right now, based on how ESPN has their matchup predictor, which gives USC a 90% chance of victory, it's probably gonna be around 14 points.
Colorado will cover that easily.
Maybe.
Easy.
I will see this week against Oregon how they look without
Easy.
Hunter.
They're at home though. They're
Yeah.
not at Oregon. They're not at
Mhm.
USC. They're at home.
Yeah, but USC plays on the road the same as they play at home. They don't play but in front of anybody at home, so I don't like it makes no difference for
that
them.
game will be sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And a miniature style field. I don't really know how big Colorado's field is.
I think it's like 40, 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah.
Boulder will be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And Colorado will win. Ralph's going to come out and just spear Caleb Williams. Like that.
Yeah. This is like fan fiction right now.
No, are you serious? No. You call it fan fiction when Tennessee, you said, was going to destroy Florida.
I thought Tennessee would destroy Florida. I was wrong. I know I'm not wrong about this.
Yeah. No. You're going to lose. I'm going to win. And that's all that matters.
Okay.
Because USC's a fraud. And they're going to see it because they don't get some cakewalk this year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you think Michael Penix isn't as good. You think Caleb Williams is more better than Michael Penix right now.
Yeah.
Right now. No shot in hell.
If I was to pick one
Did
of the
you
two,
just see what Michael Penix just did this weekend?
I know. I know what Michael Penix just did.
You have a Heisman ballot. Who are you picking right now?
I'm picking Michael Penix for the Heisman.
Okay.
But if I was to choose one quarterback, I'm picking Caleb Williams.
You need to win a game. You need to win a game. Have to have a fourth quarter drive. Michael Penix, Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. I've never seen Michael Penix on a last quarter drive to win the game.
Okay.
His team has never really been in that situation.
Who do you trust more, Jordan Travis or Caleb Williams in a fourth quarter? Got to have it drive.
I've seen Travis do it, but I'd probably go Caleb Williams still.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. I think we're going to move on now because it's getting feisty and we got Alabama on deck. Woo!
I'll tell you, I watched a lot of this game too.
Let's shout out to, first of all, let's just give a shout out to, round of applause to our boys down in Tampa. Yeah. USF holding their own as 31-point underdogs against Alabama, mighty Alabama. How that game went to Tampa, still don't know. We'll never know. That was a 10-3. It was 10-3 going with like 2 minutes left in the fourth. Yeah. Alabama wins 17-3. Mm-hmm. Holy, pardon my language, shit was that horrible offense by Alabama. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did they not recruit a quarterback that can throw the ball?
It looks so. As far as we can tell, it looks like there's nobody on that roster who knows how to throw a spiral. Now that's brutal.
So bad.
That's a brutal thing to say, but it's not untrue.
So bad.
But I think, but here's the thing that I think was way worse than just like
it was tied at 3 going into half.
They couldn't run the ball on USF.
They couldn't do anything against the mighty Bulls.
Like I know it says they have like Williams had 129 rushing yards, but it did not feel like that when you were watching this game.
They threw for only 107 passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that even possible against USF?
You know what? Maybe USF has an elite defense we did not know about.
Maybe.
And that we've all been tricked into thinking Alabama's bad, but really USF they're up next.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
but I think the funniest way to talk about this game is just I'll tell you what happened when the game started, right? First thing that happens, USF wins the coin flip. They elect to defer. Alabama gets the ball, 3 and out for Alabama. Alabama punts to USF, who starts a true freshman at quarterback. Obviously, they go 3 and out, and then the punter gives the worst punt I've ever seen, right? Funny story, Kool-Aid McKinstry decides to grab it, and it rolls through his legs, and USF recovers the ball and kicks a field goal. And they were up 3.
Oh
for
man.
most of the game.
Alabama's quarterbacks combined for 10 completions.
Yep.
Tyler Buckner, who started 5 of 14 for 34 yards,
Yep.
his average was 2.4 yards per throw.
Mm-hmm.
He had a
Now,
QBR of 15.
I do think the funny thing is, the rushing numbers look great until you realize they ran the ball 42 times in total.
They couldn't throw it.
They got 4.8 yards on average per run. Like the rushing numbers look good until you actually look at them and go, oh no, they were not that good.
I mean, thank God Roydell Williams was around. He had his 129 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, is there even anything to be excited about if you're a Bama fan right now? What is there to be excited for?
Next year.
It's always next year with Bama. Wasn't over here this year. It was next. It's next year. The recruiting class next year. This is this class that was supposed to win a title last year. It was
Yep.
like the #1 class. They had
Mhm.
all these guys. Where are
Yep.
they?
They suck.
Yeah. Where are they?
I mean, they're just
Where
bad.
are they?
There's no other way to say it. I mean, the receiving yards leader had 1 reception. I mean, that's the
I mean, they're starting Milrow again this week.
Mhm. You have to.
You have to.
I mean,
And I am falling into the trap, and I am going to take the points with Ole Miss heading to town because Ole Miss is getting a touchdown. There is not a shot in hell that they don't cover. And they probably won't cover because knowing Kiffin, he's going to go for it from his own freaking 10-yard line.
But you know what's the worst part, though? So I absolutely believe on this Alabama team, he might be able to get that first out. Because this is the most undisciplined Alabama team I've ever seen.
It's bad.
I mean, they look terrible. They look terrible against USF.
The defense is sloppy. The offense is nothing. They don't have a quarterback. The wide receivers are average.
I think
the offensive line that was supposed to be like the second coming of Christ is nothing.
it's bad. It's a bad offensive line.
Massive disappointment.
Like, I'm trying to pull up some of these numbers, and like Alabama went 5 for 15 on 3rd down.
It's not good.
That's bad. You don't win games when you go 5 for 15 on 3rd down, but somehow Alabama does.
I'm going to go through their next 7 games here. They go really hard into we'll just go to the remaining schedule. You ready?
Yep.
Tell me win or loss for Bama.
Yep.
Ole Miss.
Right now, I think loss. Alabama loses to Ole Miss.
At Mississippi State.
I think Alabama could win that game.
That's a 9 p.m. kickoff, by the way.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
At A&M.
I guess it's 8 p.m. there.
True. At A&M.
That's a loss.
Arkansas at home.
Ooh, that's actually a tough one, man.
No, I think they win. Arkansas's offensive line is so bad.
Yeah, but their defensive line's not that good.
Tennessee comes to town. Battle of mid. Who do you have?
I think Tennessee takes it.
LSU. How comes to town?
Oh, LSU wins. Come on.
And then at Kentucky.
Kentucky has a quarterback though.
Devin Leary.
Devin Leary's not bad.
No. They're going to play good defense and score 28 to 30 points. That's it.
Yeah, this is going to sound crazy. I'm going to go Kentucky.
And then they have Chattanooga and Auburn, but
I think Auburn wins.
I mean, I've never had an Alabama team in my life where, I mean, there's just, at this point, until they figure out consistent quarterback play, I just see multiple other teams that are better than them.
Yeah.
But it's like the funny thing about the SEC West is that it's a big, humble group of just, I don't know what. It's just a lot of teams jockeying right now for any sort of top position. Because, 1 week you think it's LSU, then the next week they may lay a dud, and then it could be A&M. But then maybe Alabama comes back. Well, Ole Miss is still there. It's just a lot of just hot garbage at this point.
Yeah. No, I think right now the West is LSU at the top with Ole Miss right behind them.
I think A&M's a better team than Ole Miss, but I think
I
Ole
think
Miss
we
and
need to see that first, though.
it's LSU, and I think it's Ole Miss, A&M jockeying for number 2.
Yeah.
And then
The
I
only thing,
think
yeah, the only thing with A&M is I need to see more from their defense first, because that defense against Miami was
I think Wegman's
doo-doo.
just good enough that they're going to be able to be fine. I think if they play decent enough defense, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if they play defense anywhere like they did against Miami, they lose to Ole Miss.
You know, the only thing that's good about those losses is they're out of conference. They don't take big as hit. So,
Yeah, but I still think when it comes to, I think Alabama's playoff hopes are dead now.
oh,
They're
they've
good.
been dead. I mean,
They're good.
it's
I
week
still,
4, and we still don't have a quarterback figured out.
yeah, no, I was gonna say I think after they lost to Texas, I think there was still somewhat of a, if they run the gauntlet. If Tyler Buckner comes out and he's the second coming of Mac Jones, then we'll be like, Alabama with the playoff run. But
How
after this
much do
week,
you think that you think Tommy Reese after that Texas loss was like, let my boy
yeah,
Tyler Buckner have a shot? Just
I think it was
and
an inside job from the beginning.
and Saban was just like, okay, listen, you have this game. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened and why they didn't ever decide to play Milrow. But
I don't know either. I don't know if he was hurt quietly and they didn't want to say.
maybe he was suspended. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
there's no explanation. But
boy, oh boy, do they have their problems they need to figure out.
yeah.
So, all right, we're going to move on along to. I think we'll just kind of get through these next 2.
Yeah.
So Missouri walks off against Kansas State.
Yep.
Big old Ralph, I think is his name.
Yep.
Because I call him Wreck-It Ralph. Took down the Wildcats at home. This is a very back and forth game, but it was a very entertaining game. I watched it. It was because it was the only good game on really in the noon slate.
Yeah.
I mean, just 2 competitive teams going at it, and holy cow, from the from the just delay of game at the end of the game where they were on the sideline and they freaking ran out of time.
Yeah.
Which backed them up, and then 61-yarder to win it. Excuse me? That's insane. A great game from Brady Cook. Luther Burden's a problem. And Missouri, look at them, 3-0 with a win against Kansas State. They got Missouri, Vanderbilt, and then you got LSU coming to town.
See, now I don't understand this. Why are they not ranked?
I think if they win against Memphis, I think if they're 5-0 going at home against LSU, they're going to be ranked.
Yeah.
And they're going to be 5-0. So
we're only 5.5 point favorites against Memphis.
Memphis is a solid group of 5 team.
Yeah, but I think that will rise for sure, right?
I don't know what it opened at, so I'd have to look. But I mean, this team's solid.
Yeah.
Solid group. I think Drinkwitz has finally got himself a decent squad that can compete. The defense has always been pretty solid. I think it's just been the offense to be consistent enough. And I think, Brady Cook's finally playing well. And you got guys like Luther Burden who have just been really, really good. And he's finally coming out. He was really a quiet season last year, but he's finally, it looks like he's having a big breakout year this year. Mookie Cooper is good. They got Cody Schrader at running back. They didn't really rush much against Kansas State, who's a solid bunch. I think Kansas State's going to be fine. I still think they're one of the top dogs to compete in the Big 12. Again, out of conference loss. Doesn't take a hit. You could be like Oklahoma State, who lost to South Alabama. So, at home. Kansas State.
Still winning.
Huh?
Oh, Okie State's still winning the Big 12, baby. Don't worry about it.
No. Texas is going to win it. Come on. Missouri's good. Kansas State's going to be fine, but a very entertaining game. Back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
No team, I think, ever sustained a 2-score lead at all.
Yeah.
Then the biggest lead was 7. So, and it quickly was like one team scored, the other one scored, and then one team would kind of go up like by 3 or 4, and then the next team would respond. It was very good. Those are the games we want.
Yeah.
Not 41-14 LSU just giving it to Mississippi State. So,
yeah.
All right. We're going to go to the main event now for Dylan, at least, because he's just going to we're going to take this time. We might put Dylan on the full screen and just let him go through it with Boston College and Florida State. FSU holds off the Golden Eagles. Are they the Golden Eagles?
No, they're just the Eagles.
Dang nabbit. I'm thinking of Southern Miss. Dang it.
Yep. We beat them last week.
See, there we go. Too many Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fly like an eagle.
Oh my god.
31-29. Dylan, take it away.
I mean, it was not a great win. I'll just say off the cusp. I mean, there was a point in the game where it looked like Florida State was just going to come out and dominate. They were up 21 at one point, but they had a horrible fourth quarter against Boston College where they just looked lost. And I mean, I don't even know how to explain some of the parts of this. I mean, this is the only time I've ever seen a football game where a team had 18 penalties and they weren't exaggerated. They were absolutely penalties. Like it
How's 1 for 9 on third down sound?
Sounds pretty bad. I mean, it's.
And is Jordan Travis? Did he actually? I know he got banged up. Is he fine?
As far as I can tell, he was fine. Yeah.
Okay.
He left early in the second quarter, about like a minute before half, but he came back out the second. He looked a little off, but he was fine. He kept playing.
Are you at all nervous that Boston College was a bad penalty at the end of the game from probably winning the game? With Clemson on deck. Shout out noon kickoff.
I'm mixed on it only because there were dudes out for this game. It was a little bit off the whole time. Jordan Travis didn't look good at all in the fourth quarter when it came to his throwing arm. So, I mean, I want to be more upset about it, but I don't think it's going to affect us long term. I do think they're never going to wear the white helmets again. That's for sure.
But I thought those were sweet.
Both times they've worn white helmets, Jordan Travis got hurt.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Travis just like, don't do that again.
Don't wear the white helmets, man. But
all right,
I don't think this.
Go finish.
Okay,
finish
no, you go. You go.
Oh, I was just going to say, scale of 1 to 10. How nervous are you going into next week now?
I'm a 7.
7. Oh man.
Yeah. Only just because I'm just like, this looks like a look ahead game happen. Like
it was the red bandana game.
It was a red bandana game. There was 25-mile-per-hour winds, and FSU's looking ahead a week to Clemson. They even went up 21 points. They just had a slew of miscues all at once. They had a fumble. They in the fourth quarter they gave up 18-yard fumble return, and then I mean.
You were Boston College 4 of 5 on fourth down.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State they go 1 for 1, but that 1 for 9 on third down is not good. Got to clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
You only completed 15 passes.
Yeah.
Averaged only 3 yards a carry on the rush. 34 attempts too. Dylan, got to be ready to go next week.
Yeah, no, I think they'll be fine though. I'm not. I would be more worried if there wasn't all this stuff happening within the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think that if they played that same, let's say they played just for some reason the same game, Florida State at least, just Florida State side.
Yeah.
This upcoming week, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Turnovers can't.
You play anybody better than Boston College the way you just play Boston College, you'll lose to them.
Yeah. I just think you got to be better on a third down and you got to clean up the turnovers. So those are what I thought.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. I do want to, at the point that there were two offensive line starters out for the game, which doesn't help protect your quarterback when he's already feeling hurt. But
I saw that hit. That looked like a shot right to the shoulder.
Yeah. But he came out.
And you cried a little bit, right?
I did not cry.
He cried, guys. He actually changed his pants too, because
I was at work while it was happening too.
You just get the notification, just like, oh no.
No, I have Blake Tackett telling me, yeah, Jordan Travis looks like he's done for the year.
And you're just like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm looking on Twitter and they're like, oh yeah, guys, it looks like he broke his collarbone, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I checked it for a second. It's like he threw a touchdown pass to start the third quarter, and I was like, wait, he's fine? What? I was like, I'm never talking to Twitter doctors again.
But those are the best doctors.
Oh yeah. But let's move forward.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna move on to now around the country. I'm just gonna go through top 25. What happened to the games that we didn't talk about, all the scores. Miami Thursday night beat Bethune Cookman 48-7. Georgia won. Bethune. Apologize. Georgia won. Florida State won. Penn State won. LSU won 41-14. Missouri 30-27. Utah 31-7. Notre Dame 41-17. Shout out to the Chippewas for covering. Alabama 17-3 win. Oregon State, another nice win, 26-9. Oklahoma 66-17. They looked very solid through the first couple weeks. North Carolina, very impressive win. Minnesota at home, but taking care of business. The Dukies 38-14 against Northwestern. Iowa 41-10, a Hawkeye team. Hit 40 points. Shout out them. Ohio State 63-10. Boy, oh boy. Washington, an absolute just onslaughtering. I don't even know if it's a word. It's probably not. An onslaught and a slaughtering. Just mix it all together, and that's what you got. 41-7, Washington. Michael Penix threw for. There was a great stat. They had 713 yards of total offense. They threw, I think they had about 375 to 400 in the first half. So there's that. Washington 41-7. They look legit. Washington State also put up 64 points against Northern Colorado. UCLA beat North Carolina Central. Florida takes out Tennessee. Michigan beats Bowling Green 31-6. Do not look at the score and say it was a blowout. It was a closer game than people think. Ole Miss pulled ahead late against Georgia Tech. Texas takes out Wyoming. Oregon takes out Hawaii and Colorado in the nightcap. A double OT beats Colorado State. Sorry. And finally, West Virginia beats Pitt 17-6. So, all right, we will move on to overreaction or no, Dylan's favorite segment where he's wrong and I'm always right. So that's all that matters.
Okay.
Bama, Dylan, we'll get right into it. Bama isn't going to win 10 games this year.
Not an overreaction. Not an overreaction at all. Alabama looks terrible. Quite frankly, they probably have the worst quarterback in the SEC right now.
They just, it could be, I don't know, a worse quarterback, but it's just that they don't have
room at least.
Oh yeah, well,
room.
You could say that, but I don't know why they won't. They're just won't pick a guy and roll with him.
Yeah, well,
because they don't have
no confidence in any of them.
That's true.
Actually, I think Tommy Rees probably has confidence in Tyler Buckner, but it's misplaced confidence.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just texting someone real quick.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, we'll move on. LSU, Dylan, is the only team able to win the SEC West.
I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. I think there's a couple teams that still have a chance.
Okay.
I think that we're looking ahead a little bit too far when we say LSU is the only chance. I think they're the top of the list. I think if I'm going to pick a winner right now, I'd go LSU, but I still think Ole Miss and A&M still have a chance at the very minimum. But yeah, I don't think it's a little bit of an overreaction.
I think that it is not an overreaction, but it's very close. Or, excuse me, it's an overreaction, but it's very close to not being one. I
Yeah.
think LSU and A&M are the only two teams good enough to win the West. I think Ole Miss's lack of defense eventually is going to get to them, or lack of discipline at some point this year is going to beat them.
Yeah.
And I just think that whoever wins that A&M LSU game, we're assuming Bama's not in this race, is going to win the West. So I would put LSU ahead. So I think that FSU game was a fluky game, out of conference, where FSU showed their depth is just far superior. But LSU, I think that game you saw Saturday is real deal. Malik Neighbors, holy cow. One of the most electrifying LSU performances from a wide receiver you'll see in a long, long time.
Good player.
Michael Penix, Dylan, your boy, should be the leading candidate for the Heisman.
I think right now. That's not an overreaction. I think he should be the leading candidate.
I agree with that, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I think nobody else has been as good so far.
I mean, you could say Shedeur Sanders has been really good. He has over Michael Penix has over 1,300 yards thrown.
Yeah.
In just 3 games. Shedeur Sanders has 1,250 something. So, I mean, they are right there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this went back for a question I think I asked you, week 1 or 2 last week? Might have been. Where I said, Heisman's going to come out of the Pac-12, right?
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, I keep yawning. Excuse me. I mean, right now, it's Penix, Williams, Shedeur Sanders. Right now?
And Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are all the top quarterbacks. But we kind of expected that. We said the best league quarterback-wise is the Pac-12, and it has not disappointed so far.
And I would go even further. I'd say they're the best league right now, Pac-12. It's just the best football league right now.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Oregon, Dylan, I think we already talked about this. Oregon's going to crush Colorado this week.
Not an overreaction. True.
Not an overreaction. I think they put it to.
I mean, it's not. I just think they're not going to be ready for what Oregon has.
No, the Duckies are going to quack.
Yeah.
Quack, quack.
Ooh,
all right.
Brutal.
We will move on to our final segment of the night. Winners and losers of the week. I'll let you start this week. Give you your winners.
So my winners are, number 1, Billy Napier.
Okay.
Huge personal winner this week for him. Gets the monkey off his back, beats a rival, beats a team in the swamp, top, not top 10, top, number 11, but still beats an AP ranked team, and coached a fantastic game. You got a lot of doubters to relax.
Nice.
And then my other winner is Colorado State.
All right, interesting.
They didn't win the game, but for a rivalry game, they put Colorado to the wire and made their fans think it looks cool if we rush the field after beating Colorado State. And I think any team that makes another team want to rush, another fan base want to rush the field after, you got to go as a team. You got to be like, we can't be that bad. They just run. Every single fan is on the field because of us losing. We got to be something.
There you go. The Rams showed out.
Oh, yeah.
My winners are... Stand up. My winners of the week are Washington. I think just as a whole, what they did to Michigan State is just something that needs to be put a rated R or TV mature next to. Against a wounded animal, Michigan State, you just can't do that.
That's what we talked about last week, though. I remember that was on one of the games of upset alert.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's not going to be an upset. They're going to get murdered.
Washington, I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
I mean,
they killed them.
there's no
from
identity
start to
in
finish.
Michigan. There's no identity in Spartyville anymore. You know what I mean?
It's
That
been a
program's dead.
it's been a downhill slope for
Mhm.
a little bit now. And I think that 2021 team, I think that won the Peach Bowl.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
think that
was I think it
ruined
was
the
a
program.
flash in the pan.
That ruined the program.
I think Kenneth Walker really
Mhm.
carried that team,
Yeah,
and I think they had Keon Coleman was there, but it
yeah,
just
he was there for that team, but he
but
wasn't a big player.
no, it's just I think Kenneth Walker carried that team, and I think what you saw there was a flash in the pan, and Michigan
Yeah.
State never really has ever mounted to anything since Brady or Connor Cook left.
Hmm.
So remember when they played in the playoff and they got just killed?
Yeah.
Something you don't want to tell your grandkids about how scary of a sight it was when
You,
Alabama beat them.
you don't tell them they lost. You just say we went to the playoff. Not many teams could say that, buddy. We went to the playoff. How'd we do? We went there.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Went there though.
Yeah, we went there. How many people could say that? Huh?
Got cool merch. It's not
Oh,
about
man.
winning and losing. It's about collecting the merch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to get those white shirts, the white jackets. Come on,
Ooh, the
the
clean
chrome out,
patch.
the chrome
Ooh,
Nike
come
logo
on.
on your shirt.
Yes.
That's what it's
My
all about.
second winner of the week is Trevor Etienne.
Oh, good pick.
When Florida needed a guy most, the
Hmm.
run game especially to be big,
Yeah,
my man in the number 7 just took off.
stepped up.
172 yards, had the big touchdown,
Hmm.
just completely just shut down any sort of threat Tennessee had
Yeah.
by just walking all over him.
Hmm.
So it was a great game, took the pressure off of Mertz, and
Yeah.
did what he needed to do. So
Hmm.
I'll give my losers first.
Okay.
My losers are Colorado, 24-point favorites at home. I know you have all the popularity and all the cameras and lights shining on you, but you know,
Hmm.
you just you can't come out flat to Colorado State
Yeah.
after all that has happened that week, building into it, and just keep relying on your quarterback to make plays.
Hmm.
I think eventually it's about to run out, and storming the field after the game. Call me a no fun guy. Don't care. You can't do that.
It is like rushing the
Can't
field
do
has to be
that.
circumstantial.
Yeah. You're
Like
24-point favorites and you just rush the field because it took you double OT to beat a team that has no business being in double OT with you.
But it's not even like you've lost to this team recently. Like nobody who goes to the University of Colorado has ever seen Colorado lose to Colorado State.
Not for a while, at least.
No, like it's literally. I was looking at it last time, it was like 2012. It's been over
So
10 years since they lost to Colorado State.
it's just the fact that you needed a 98-yard touchdown drive plus the
Hmm.
2-point conversion
Yep.
to even tie the game as 3.5 touchdown favorites says that you were the loser of the week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and now they're about to get in check here in a second by the
Hmm.
Ducks.
Yeah.
Bama is my second loser.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already talked about it. Quarterback is complete wild card at this point. You might as
Hmm.
well just spin a wheel and just pick a guy to start.
Yeah. They could pull me out there, and they probably put up similar numbers.
31-point favorites at USF. USF is not good. I'm sorry. They might have something brewing for the
Sleeping
future.
giant.
No.
USF.
They're an extinct giant that never amounted to anything.
Extinct. Damn.
Yeah, you scored. Well, I'm not even going to count that extra touchdown. It was 10-3.
Yeah,
And
that was really the start of the game.
you just, no. You're about to get in a rude awakening if that's best you can do against USF.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bama's the loser of the week.
Hmm.
Who are your losers?
Absolutely. I said the AP top 10.
Yeah.
Most of the teams in the top 10 struggled this week. I think it looked really bad for everybody. It just was not a fun week for any team that was ranked in the top 10, unless you're Ohio State or Washington and Notre Dame. One of those three were fine, but everybody else had a tough week. But my second loser, the one I thought was more important, was just I feel like at this point the loser of the year, Michigan State. Just like how much worse can it get? You know what I mean? You're not a good team.
Now your coach got fired.
Your coach didn't just get fired. He committed things that I probably can't say on this podcast out loud. You know what I mean? Without getting the video.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, everything's allegedly, but even the things he admitted to, it's like, oh my gosh, you can't be doing that as a head coach, man.
No.
Did you read through any of that yet?
I didn't, but from what I've heard, it's not the best stuff in the world.
All I'm gonna say is that he didn't deny anything happening.
Well, I know all I know is
he just said it was consensual.
Yeah, they said that it had become a consensual thing.
The problem I see is that when you read what he did, you go, oh yeah, no. Even if it's consensual, man, you can't do that as a head coach of a football team with what the person is.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah,
leave it there.
Yeah.
All right. So we have concluded on our week 3 recap.
Yeah.
We have week 4 review on tap.
Preview.
Reviewing the slate.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Same. That'll be Thursday. As always, it'll be out Friday for you to enjoy before the games. Exactly. So make sure you guys are watching, subscribing. Again, we got big news on later. Actually, Dylan, I'm going to text you something in a second after this is over. So
awesome.
Kind of it's about stuff and
the
future because we're coming.
Yeah.
And it's Louis. Well, it's not Louis. It's Dick's Sporting Goods. So
Dick's Sporting Goods. Oh yeah, we're bringing in that DSG baby. Let's go.
DSG merch. Come on, dropping that Bopus. That's an inside joke. Anyway, subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't, why not?
Yeah,
it's free.
What are you doing?
It's free. Come on. We don't want to go behind a paywall.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Pressing that subscribe button is so much fun. You just go.
We're not like some of these other podcasts that don't do anything. We're out there on socials, guys. Watch the clips. Like the stuff. Find us on YouTube. Watch them. Thumbs ups are always allowed. If you're not, then what are you doing? That you have to live with that. You're not subscribing. How do you go to sleep at night?
The only reason you shouldn't be giving us a thumbs up is if it's amputated. That's all I'm going to say. Other than that, why aren't you giving it to us?
If you haven't given up, if you aren't giving us a thumbs up, it's because you already gave us one, and you can't do it twice. So that's the only thing I can think of. That's
good point.
Somewhat,
I like that.
Somewhat even reasonable or acceptable. So yeah. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Back again, like we said, with a solid week 4 preview. A lot of good games on tap. And as always, we can't wait. So we'll see you guys Thursday. And catch you later. See ya.